What's going on, Vulcan Turtle family? I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and we've got a really interesting pairing for you guys with Lugia VSTAR and Zeraora VMAX. Now, if you've been paying attention to the meta, you'll know that a lot of decks are playing a ton of Pokemon with abilities, and that is where their weakness lies against Zeraora VMAX, for it does 60 damage for each Pokemon with an ability on your opponent's side of the field. So sit back, relax, and let's go beat up on some Lugias. A big thank you to PTCGO Store for sponsoring the channel. You guys can check out the link in the description where you can use code VulcanTurtle at checkout to save 5% on your order for your code card needs for PTCGO or PTCGL. Thank you again, PTCGO Store, for sponsoring the channel. Thank you, Fantasy TCG, for sponsoring the channel. If you guys want to go and save money on IRL product, check out the link in the description to save 5% on your order with coupon code VulcanTurtle to get all your IRL PTCG needs. Thank you again, Fantasy TCG, for sponsoring the channel. So this is the deck that we are playing today. We are playing Lugia VSTAR with Zeraora VMAX, and I feel like it's a pairing that you don't really genuinely see too often. It is something that most people probably would just kind of like second guess. We've seen Lugia with Flying Pikachu before, but if it can work with Flying Pikachu, why not utilize the current meta's just interest in playing all these Pokemon with abilities and use it against them with Reactive Pulse. It's such a good attack, and I think in these future games you're going to see how good of an attack it is. Now, a few differences between this list and a lot of other Lugia lists. Now, we do play the 3-2 line of Lugia VSTAR. That can be a little bit of an issue if you prize 2 Lugia VSTARs, but with the low cost of Reactive Pulse, attach doesn't seem like a big deal. Now, the big difference here is we are playing a copy of Professor Burnet. That's just so we can get our Archeops into the discard as fast as possible, going second, because we can Lumineon for it and also get an item card for next turn to help us get set up and take a huge KO whenever we can attack, so that is actually a really good thing for us. We do play one copy of Stoutland because single prize decks can still be a problem for us. It's not that big of a deal if we do have the Flying Pikachu, but plenty of players are actually playing outs to Flying Pikachu now, and if you look at decks like Lost Box Rayquaza, or even Reggie's, they're finding ways to get away from the Flying Pikachu. They have ways to actually get the knockout here. So Stoutland is a very good card to have because if we're a little bit behind in that prize pool, or let's say we're a little bit ahead but they do knock out our Pikachu, we can catch right back up with Stoutland again. So this is the list and it will be in the description, so let's just go into these games because they are absolutely hilarious. Alright everybody, here we go. This is going to be our first game with the Lugia Zeraora Pikachu deck. I think that this deck is super fun. I've played a few games with it already, and it's just something wonky that most people don't expect to see, so why not throw it out on the ladder and see what we can come up against. Now, let's see if we get a good start. It's not the best start. No Zeraoras in sight. We do have the Stoutland, but I don't want Stoutland to sit out there for too long. Don't know if we're going to need the Yveltal so soon, but you know what? Yveltal is going to go out there. Now, we do get to go second, so we could Evo Incense. Yeah, so we're up against Lugia. That is okay, as long as we can get ourselves set up with like 2 Zeraoras, 2 Lugias. It's a lot to ask for, considering that we do only play 2 Zeraora V and 3 Lugia V, but if we can get ourselves set up, I think we're going to be fine, so long as they don't boss out a Lugia. We definitely need to get 2 Lugias down. They're going to have to determine if the Lugia is the right option or if the Zeraora is the right option, depending on if they get a Dunsparce down. So we'll see what happens here. Going for the Ultra Ball, most likely have at least one Archeops to throw away so they can start building up that Lugia. And no, actually they throw away a Pumpkaboo and a Lugia V, so they did not have much here. Ooh, that might actually open us up to a few different options. Getting the Archeops, probably have a Quick Ball then to throw it away. Yeah, okay, so they do have a Quick Ball. They get one at least. We do have the Burnet, but I think we do need to dig deeper into our deck by throwing the Professor's Research down just to get more set up. I don't think we need the Stoutland. I mean, Stoutland could be good for knocking out a Rangaroo later, but if we just swing hard on the Lugia Vs, I don't think it's going to be a problem so long as they don't get their Dunsparce. So let us see what happens. Okay, so they're attaching the Powerful Energy. Don't blame them there. Got the Zard. All right. So that is their turn 1. Ooh, throwing away Lugia VSTAR is no good, especially if it's our only one in the deck. Okay, we do have one. We have both of our Zeraora VMAX, both Zeraora V, all of our Lugia V. We did prize a fish, not happy about that. We do have our Pikachus as well. As for energy, it looks like we did prize an Aurora and a double turbo, and I believe a capture. All in all, I think we're looking okay to possibly get set up rather nicely, depending on what we hit on this research. So, research it is. Unfortunately, losing a lot there. Do get a Zeraora, and we do get a Lugia V. That is not bad by any means. I kind of want to set up a second Lugia V. So the question is, how good is this Pikachu VMAX right now? I'm going to Ultra Ball away. I want to keep the Aurora just in case. Serena and Pikachu VMAX. We'll get rid of those homies, and we will go get ourselves a second Lugia V. Getting the two Lugia V down in this matchup is really good, especially if they can turbo off. And we'll pass there, not attaching the Aurora because we don't want to dump our Marnie. It's our only draw support for next turn, so might as well keep that in hand. No need to toss it and then rely on the top deck if we don't need to. And we're going to get Marnied anyway, so hopefully they don't Marnie into anything too strong. Hopefully we do. Got ourselves a fish, a VMAX, and we do have the Evo Incense with two Archeops in the discard as well. So what we could actually do is evolve Zeraora, evolve Lugia V, get the two Archeops down, put 2 energy on the Zeraora, take a huge knockout on the Lugia V. That would be ideal. Now we are doing 240 currently with only 2 energy because they do have 2 Pokemon in play with an ability. And the more they up that, because Lugia does play a lot of Pokemon that have abilities, the more they up that, the higher the damage output's going to be. So we also kind of need them to knock out our Yveltal, but we also might not actually need that either, because if they can't get a knockout here, we can actually put a double turbo on the Yveltal, retreat it, go into Zeraora, put the 2 energy on Zeraora, and then swing big. Oh, but it does look like they're going to get the knockout. They evolved. They're going for the 1 Archeops. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. That's actually, you know, you got to play to your outs. You got to play to your outs. But the bright side is we got Marnied, so we don't have to worry about our Zeraora V getting bossed out and, you know, getting knocked out this turn. So that is a big bright side there. But we're 100% getting a knockout next turn. 100% getting a knockout next turn. There's just no way that they stop that. They don't have a Dunsparce in play, so we're kind of pretty fresh to do this. So let's go ahead and attach this here and evolve. We can Evo Incense for the nope, not the Archeops. We want the Lugia VSTAR. We need the big bird, not the little bird. Alright, Big Bird goes down, and Big Bird uses his Summoning Star ability to get 2 Archeops into play. And do I want to play the fish? I don't know if I want to play the fish just yet, but we will go grab ourselves 2 Aurora to put onto the Zeraora VMAX. I like to keep the, yeah, you know what, we'll put this here. We can Primal Turbo, start getting the Lugia built up as well to take a huge knockout later if need be. And we will Lumineon, we will go get ourselves a supporter, and I think Research is the best option for us so we can get a fresh 7 cards in our hand. Not a bad 7, not a bad 7. We can draw, and they just scoop. They just scoop. They know that there's not much they can do in that situation. No Dunsparce. We're just swinging for game all night long there. All right. Oh, this is a big one. We're paired up against ZapdosTcg, another fantastic YouTuber. I'll actually put his link in the description if you guys want to go check it out. So, hey, this is actually going to be cool. This is staying in the video, win or lose. This is not a great start for us, though, everybody. I will be honest. Another Yveltal start. All right, so we do have the powerful energy here. Let's see here. We want to 100% get a Lugia down. There's no doubt about that, so we might have to discard this. So let's go get ourselves the Lugia. We do have our Lugia V-Stars chilling. We have our Zeraoras. We're in a pretty decent spot when it comes to what we prized and what we didn't. So I think we're going to get the Lugia V here. We can attach for the turn. I don't see them getting a knockout next turn. But I kind of also want to get a Zeraora down. We know we have the other Zeraora VMAX, and we have the research in hand. Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to do this. Go get a Zeraora. We have the research in hand, so we are kind of just steady chilling. we'll see what happens here. I don't know what Zapdos is up to. He does have a Radiant Greninja in play. There's a lot of things that, you know, Zapdos could be playing here, but it does look very water-based. It could be LZB. Like, there's a lot of questions that are here that we need to know. It's Vikavolt. Vikavolt's actually kind of scary. Vikavolt's actually very scary. Okay, so getting item locked here is actually probably the worst thing that could happen to us on turn 1. So hopefully we don't get item locked, but it looks like that might be the case if he can get the Melanie and the water energy. He's got the water energy in discard already, so if he can get the Melanie, we are in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna need a Melanie and a switch option like Scoop Up Net or Escape Rope or anything else. Yikes, this is a big yikes moment. Because if we can't get... Now the bright side here though is the way that we can actually get around item lock and putting Archeops into our discard is with Professor Burnet. So if we can get Professor Burnet and a Lugia V-Star in hand, we can still build up our Pokemon pretty easily. So hopefully that's the case. We can pull that off. Okay, so there's a Crobat. Big draws here. VIP Pass, he is turboing right now. So VIP Pass going to get 2 Pokemon on the bench here. There's a Zapdos and a Mew. I wouldn't put it past Zapdos TCG to actually get a Zapdos down. He's got to play the bird. And there is the Melanie, but does he have the switch? 3 more cards in hand. Does he have the switch? Are we getting item locked? There's the trekking shoes. He's digging. He's digging. Cross Switcher being discarded. I don't actually hate that. That helps us out pretty much a lot later on. And another Greninja toss here. 2 more cards. Does he get a switch? He's got the Scoop Up Net. So there's the turn 1 item lock. That is scary. But he does get a knockout on our Yveltal, which is actually a problem. Because if we can't get the Lugia V-Star, and we have no way to actually like, ooh, and there's the path to the peak, we are in trouble. We are in like some legitimate trouble here. Alright, Zeraora, you can survive a hit or 2. And we can't use that Evo Incense, bro! That's so not good for us! Okay, so what can we legitimately do? We have an Irida in hand, but that doesn't help us out too much right now. We're going to be doing a lot of damage if we build up the Zeraora. I think the right call is to build up the Zeraora. And we didn't... Oh, man, you know what really stinks? We didn't get an Archeops in hand there. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to play the Aurora Energy. Pikachu would also be really good in this matchup as well, and I don't want to get rid of that. We'll get rid of that and pass, unfortunately. The only thing that we can really do next turn is Irida, and Irida doesn't help us get another Pokemon in play. I mean, it does. It gets us the Lumineon, but it doesn't get us closer to finding any energy to attach to Zeraora VMAX. Item lock is actually going to be a problem here. A big problem here. Because we can't use this Evo Incense to go get something like an Archeops and throw it away. Going for our Lugia. No! Zapdos, what are you doing to me? Things just got so much more scarier. An Escape Rope. Okay. But I feel like you don't want to Escape Rope after getting the Lugia V inactive. You kind of want to go for the big hit here. So, what is the play? Attach Retreat. Okay. It still gives us a turn to survive, and if we don't actually top deck into something that we legitimately need, we can Irida, get ourselves a fish and an item card that we can't even use, but we can attach return on Lugia V and go get ourselves a... What do we go get ourselves? We go get ourselves probably Pikachu V if it's in the deck. So we play Pikachu V down, evolve next turn. That should be all hunky-dory. But then after that... If we attach to the Lugia, we're going to read the win. But we're not in a good spot right now. We're actually in a very dangerous spot right now. Okay, so we got ourselves a Powerful Energy. Nothing great there. Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing we got to do is grab this. And we can thin the deck out just a little bit. We can capture onto Lugia V. We don't have the Pikachu. Oh, that's so not good for us. That is so not good for us. I suppose we can just go get nothing. And we can still read the win to draw 3. All right, we got an energy. That's at least good. We can get a knockout on the Vikavolt. I believe we can. We're doing 240 damage to Vikavolt, so yes, we can get a knockout on Vikavolt. So that's actually really good for us. That is actually really, really good for us. Now, the big scary problem is if Zapdos is playing Aerodactyl, that's going to hurt a lot. Okay, so there is the knockout on Lugia. RIP to the big bird. And, oh, actually, we don't do a lot of damage because of the path in play. Oh, man. Okay. We need to go get Pumpkaboo then somehow. Oh, boy. This is actually difficult now because we're only doing 60. We're only doing 180. We need Path to the Peak off so Crobat's ability is active again. And I can't Lumineon. Oh, no. Okay, so let's do this. We're doing 180 right now. We can get a knockout on the on the Crobat. There's no guarantee that we actually even find. Yeah, so I think. Oh no, we're only doing 120. We're only doing 120 because Radiant Greninja is also a Pokemon with an ability that gets shut down by Path. Oh no! This is actually not good for us. This is actually like the opposite of good for us. Escape Rope going back into Vikavolt so that way they can item lock us, get us in position for a Super Zap Cannon knockout. Oh no, dude, this is so not good. Okay, so they're going to use that for a seal. This is like the nightmare matchup. This is the nightmare matchup. Oh, they're going to swing the 190 now? Oh, they would swing 200 because of Zapdos. Oh, this is the ultimate nightmare matchup, everybody. We can't get rid of the Path to the Peak because our what's it called? Our vacuums are offline, and we have to hard draw into the Pumpkaboo. Oh, this is so. Hey, if you're playing this deck, maybe try and steer clear from Vikavolt. Vikavolt can be a problem. I think that there's a very clear winner here, and it is not me. Oh man, we tried to play it alright. We didn't even have the Pikachu. No! Oh, okay. Whew, the lights flickered. I thought maybe we lost connection. Lost all of that footage, but we did not, thank goodness. So that, yeah, I mean, they just have the game. There's nothing we can legitimately do here. We can draw 2 cards, and at most we can max fist and just give them the heart because we know we're not winning this. They just need a single attach to the Vikavolt V and get a game win, I believe, at this point. Because we're at 120. Well, no, I mean, if they Melanie attach, that would be huge for them. But we are still in quite a bit of a pickle. Quite a bit of a... There's 200 damage on the Zeraora. I don't think we get all of our knockouts in play before they take the win. They only need to do 120 damage, which isn't a lot for Vikavolt to pull off. I mean, they can totally pull it off, but we're in some legitimate trouble here, everyone. Some legitimate trouble. There's a scoop up net. Quick ball. Are they going to go get Raikou? Because Raikou, if they fill up the bench, can get the knockout with a Melanie attach. Pumpkaboo. Okay, so they're actually opening up the Path to the Peak. Getting rid of it. We accept that. Okay, so the Lumineon play. Okay. There is a Melanie. They can item lock us here, which is actually scary. So we're still under item lock. Oh, they got it! Oh, they got it! They had the Melanie and the attach. That is it for us. Cooked like dinner. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's all right. Vikavolt is one of those really hard matchups that when you just can't play your items, there's nothing you can really do. So, hey, GG to the homie, ZapdosTcg. All right, so Tails never fails, and it looks like that rings true. We will go first. Thank you very much. And we got an okay start. We have no way to get the Lugia V down, unfortunately, but we do have a way to get Archeops in the discard next turn. We can double Evo Incense, get the Archeops, got the Lugia V actually, so you know what? We are chilling. So long as we don't get Marnie next turn, we are getting a knockout on this Lugia V. Granted, also, so long as they don't put down a Dunsparce, but we can use Zeraora VMAX's Max Fist to do 240 and still get a knockout that way at the cost of 2 energy going in the discard. So let's see. Let us see. Golurk! Now this is an interesting list. Rewind Beam actually could be a problem because they could swing 180 even more if they play the single strike energy and build this thing up to swing huge, de-evolve our Zeraora VMAX into the V and get a knockout. So instead of getting those, oh no, this is not looking good for us. But as long as we knock out this Lugia V, we're okay. If we can knock out the Lugia V, we are okay, because then they can't get the Archeops in play to build up the Urshifu. Now, fighting Pokemon are obviously hitting Zeraora VMAX for weakness, and that is a little bit of an issue, but if we can take care of the Lugia V, we'll be fine. But it looks like they get a second Lugia V down. Alright, so things definitely just got a little scary for us. A little scary for us, but we can turn this around. Another Evo Incense? So even with Max Fist, Max Fist will get a knockout. None of these Pokemon have abilities, so we can't use Reactive Pulse for a knockout, which is a little unfortunate. But that is okay. We can get it looks like we only had 2 Archeops available to us anyway. We'll thin the deck out just a little bit. We probably don't need this Pikachu. Let's go ahead and Serena. Dump these 3 cards. Keep the boss's orders in hand. Got ourselves a double turbo. We could actually retreat and get a knockout on this Lugia V instead. That might actually be the way that we go about this. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to attach here and retreat into Lugia VSTAR. We have Fish, so that's fine. Let's go ahead. We could put 2 powerful energy onto the Lugia VSTAR. And we can put a double turbo on the Lugia VSTAR. We should still be able to get a knockout here. And we'll Tempest Dive. So we'll get a knockout. And at that point, if they get the other Lugia V in play, that's fine. The VMAX, if they get that in play, get the Archeops into play, then hey, it is what it is. But if they can't, we're in a good spot. Because then we can boss out the issue, which is Urshifu VMAX. That is a huge problem. Golurk, I don't feel like is going to be as big of a problem as I'm perceiving it to be. But we'll see. We will see. So Quick Ball, probably going to go get a Fish. They probably don't have a supporter in hand. Let's see. Do you get the Fish? One fishy fish? I kind of hope they do, because that's another Pokemon with an ability in play. Helps boost up the Zeraora VMAX. Let's find out. They get another big bird. Okay, so no Fish. They might have a draw support in hand. I wouldn't expect them to have a boss in hand. Attaching for the turn here. And a pass. Okay, you know what? I am okay with that. Let's go ahead and put a Speed Lightning on the VMAX so we can draw a few extra cards. Let's boss out the Urshifu V. I feel like getting a knockout here is probably one of the most relevant things that we can do. We can keep the Lumineon in hand so we can get another switch or another Gust card, another boss or a Serena. So that way if they do get the Evo and we can't evolve, or we can't get the knockout, we know that we can rely on getting the Gust card to get a huge KO. Looks like our opponent was not able to get built up here. Oh, well, look at that. They did get the Lugia VSTAR, so they might actually get the knockout here. Okay, so there's the 2 Archeops. Playing with the Impact Energy. Okay. Okay, Impact Energy is pretty interesting. So they are just going to attack us for 180, it seems? No. Okay, we're up to 200 now. If they can get one more down, that's 220. They'll get a knockout 100% because they're going to Rewind Beam us. And there it is. So there's the Rewind Beam, which is going to do 220 damage, de-evolve our Lugia, and get a knockout. Huge KO there, huge KO there. However, we still have the game. So we'll go right into our homie Zeraora, start building it up, put an Aurora and a Speed Lightning Energy on the homie, and we'll max fist for 240, dumping 2 energy for the game. That was an interesting deck. That was actually an interesting deck. We might have to look into that in the future. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. What deck do you guys want to see next? Because I genuinely want to know. Do you want to see that really weird Lugia Urshifu Golurk deck? Because I would totally be down to make that happen. But thank you guys for watching. It's always appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time.